So far out of the wide zone offense I've been releasing, we have been working exclusively out of single back, with a mini scheme at a wing flex close, and the bulk of our offense coming at a single back bunch X nasty. But today we are going to be bringing a shotgun pure passing element to this scheme. This is really going to help us bring great balance to our offense, and really is going to help give us a complete offensive attack. So for this scheme, we'll be running out of the LA Rams Playbook, and we will be out of the formation gun tight flex, and the first setup will be out of the play cross, and the second setup will be out of the play mesh spot. Both these setups are going to do a great job of attacking zone coverage deep down the field, with mesh spot even having some one play touchdown capabilities. And then both plays are going to attack in the intermediate area of the field, put a ton of pressure on the middle of the defense, and really put pressure on the user. And they will attack the weak areas in zone coverage underneath. And then tight flex is a somewhat common offensive formation, so I really wanted to give you guys totally unique different setups than you will see in other offenses. What this is going to allow us to do is just give our opponent a totally different look than they are used to seeing, and it is going to make it so incredibly tough to stop this when you mix it in with the rest of our explosive wide zone offense. Now this is actually a 4-play mini scheme, and all 4 of these plays are really going to work in unison because they're all going to be using the same motion across the field. Now the first of the other 2 setups in this scheme is another really good zone beater, and I really like it getting down closer into the red zone area. And then the other setup is a really nice man beater that's going to be really important to have in this because we have so many zone beating plays. They start to mix in their coverages with man. Now we're going to have a really good option to attack that. Now these other plays are actually going to be live posted on my membership page right now. We also have a ton more content on there for our wide zone offense. This is really going to allow us to create a complete scheme when you work in all these free videos with my membership content. And then also on there, we have some really good match coverage defensive videos as well. If you guys are interested in seeing any of those, click the join button down below. Okay, let's get into the adjustments for mesh spot first. So for this play, we always want the running back to the short side of the field. Then we want to take the inside receiver on the wide side of the field, and we want to put him on a fade. Then we want to take the running back and put him on an option route. Now I like option routes because they're going to sit down in zone coverage, and it's going to pull linebackers down, and then against man, he's going to break towards the sideline. Then our third adjustment, we're going to take this spot route. That's kind of the outside hook that kind of hooks up in the middle of the field. And we actually want to smart route this player if it's 1st and 10, 2nd and 8. Basically, if it's 8 yards plus, I like to smart route this route. The play is still going to work if you don't smart route it. So, if it's 2nd and 4 and you call this play, you don't have to smart route it. And then our last adjustment is going to be the same for all of our setups. We're going to take the outside receiver on the wide side of the field and motion him out. All right, let's go look at the reads and gameplay for this mesh spot. All right, here it is. So now we're going to be mixing in this shotgun with our normal wide zone offense. We're always going to take this player on the outside here, and we're just going to motion him out towards the sideline. Now this is what our setup's going to look like. We're just going to smart route this player, and now this motioned out corner route is always going to be our first read. This is going to work great against cover 3. It's going to work really good against cover 2, especially if they have hard flats, but against cover 3, this route absolutely kills. So this corner route is just going to do a great job of, cutting out towards the sideline. This deep blue defender is not going to react. So basically all we're watching for on this play is this flat defender. See how he doesn't really get out quick enough? As long as his zone drops aren't set at like 20, 25 yards and he's shooting way out underneath this corner route, basically we're just going to wait till he cuts towards the sideline. We see the flat defender does not react. This deep blue defender is still getting pulled back, and now we are just going to fire in that corner route along the sideline. That's like a 20-yard gain. Okay, here it is again. We see this spot route is hot routed. We see even so 2nd and 6, we still smart routed. It's still getting deeper. It's still getting to a nice soft area of the field. Once again, now we see 2 high. We're just going to read this outside player. We're going to see here. So they actually rolled the cover 3 right here. So we're going to look at this deep blue defender, and we're going to look at the flat defender. See how the flat defender is staying at 5-6 yards? That is totally fine. When this player cuts out towards the sideline, see how the deep blue defender just does not react at all? Fire that in. Okay, but now this is where this play gets really fun. So now it can also be a cover 3 1-play touchdown, or at the very least attack down the seam for like a 30-40 yard gains. Once again, we see 2 high here, but if we ever see them roll down to cover 3, now we're going to be looking for the seam right away. So right here, we snap the ball right here, and it's kind of hard to tell, but this is actually going to be cover 3 and they're double flatting. So this guy's a really deep flat defender. You see their deep middle player here is starting on the other side of the field. So now we're just going to throw this seam route right up the seam, fire that in, and we're going to get a walk-in 60-yard touchdown. One thing with this as well is this corner route is actually what's going to pull that deep blue defender out so far. So that is what makes this play possible. Now, the safety's starting more in the middle of the field. Even if he starts in the middle of the field, this play can still be effective. So right here, we see cover 3 high. We see the corner here. See how he just gets held outside right there? We see this safety is getting held in the middle of the field by this spot route. Really, he's just not going to jump way over. So as soon as we see that, guys, we're just going to pass lead that, fire it right up the seam. Okay, then our third read is going to be this spot route. So we're going to smart route him, and he's actually going to do this, and then he's going to hook up right here. Now, these deep blue defenders are going to drop back like that, and then these hooks are going to just come up to about this depth, and this player is just going to sit in this great soft spot, and it is just an absolute money play, guys. You can call this route, you can throw this route multiple times in the game as a third option is absolutely great. So right here, we're going to snap the ball. We see here this deep blue defender is staying over top of our seam route, so that's taken away. I looked here, and this player actually does a much better job of not biting down on that corner route. So now we're going to look to our third read. We see here the hook curl here is getting pulled down by our option route, and same as the user. Then we look at our smart routed spot route. He just stops about 25 yards down the field, and he's just going to sit in between those yellows and that deep blue. Nobody within 10-15 yards of him. Fire it in for a really nice game. Okay, now in this one, I want to show you. So 2nd and 1, we can still call this play. We're not going to smart route this spot route, but we're going to snap the ball. We see here, this defender, they're double flatting on this side, and this player is playing underneath that route. So we're going to look off there. We see the deep blue defender is playing more as a deep half here, so he's actually taking that away. We have our crossing route here, and then we have this spot route in the middle of the field. He took 1 or 2 steps with that drag, so now we can just throw that spot route. All right, and then our last reads are really going to be our check down. So we're going to have 2 different check downs on this play. We're looking either drag or the option route as our check down. So right here, we snap the ball. We see corner route taken away. We see this player sitting over the top of our fade route. Then we see here hard flat on the field, and we just see our option route open, so you can fire in that option route right there, guys. 2 different check downs. Pick which one is open, fire that in for a 7-yard gain. All right, now our setup for cross, we always want the running back to the short side of the field once again. Then we want to take the inside receiver on the wide side of the field, and we want to put him on an out route, and we're actually going to smart route this player if it's 7+ yards. So unless it's 2nd and 7, 1st and 10, 2nd and 13, I will call this play. But if it's 2nd and 3, we're not going to call this setup. Then we're going to take the inside receiver on the short side of the field, and we just want to put him on a flat route. Then our third adjustment's kind of optional. We can put the running back on a wheel. Now we look here, the running back is already on a wheel, but it just hits a little quicker. It's a little shallower. So you guys can mess around with this, hop in practice mode, try it out a few times, see which wheel you like better. And then our last adjustment, take that same receiver, motion him out. So that is it. Let's go look at the reads and the gameplay. Okay, so here is what our setup is going to look like. And our first read is always going to be this out route, this smart routed out route. We see here 2nd and 10. And really what we're going to see here, guys, we are going to throw this ball if we don't see the user jump out to this route and we see the flat routes get pulled out. So what you're going to see is this wheel here, when we motion him out, the flat defenders see a player going to the flat. So they have to hurry out and get out there. And that is going to open up just a really nice pocket right there that we can just low ball in for really easy, consistent yards. We're going to snap the ball. We're going to look for the flat defender. See how he runs and he is sprinting out to this wheel route. Now we're just looking for the user. If we see no user on this field, as soon as he cuts out, look at that hole, flat defender turning and running with the wheel, and we're just going to low ball that in there for a really nice 10-yard gain. Okay, same thing. Setup is in. Here we go. Look, the flat defender, we see flat defender on his horse sprinting out to the wheel. We see the user staying on the short side of the field, really not reacting. So as soon as we see this player cut, even though look at the flat defender, he didn't quite get out on the wheel as much as the last one, but he's staying outside with the wheel. So now as soon as that player cuts, guys, we're just going to low ball that in there, get down for like a 14-yard gain. Okay, so 2nd and 15, we actually smart routed this player again. Now our second read is going to be this wheel route, guys. If you've seen my channel, I love wheel routes from the running back. They are so effective. They are so tough to stop. So right here, we're going to look to the wide side of the field. Now, flat defender once again sprinting out, going to be a nice pocket, but then we see the user playing right underneath it. Now we look to the short side of the field. We have our flat route going here by our tight end. Then we have this wheel route from our running back just cutting up like that. Now this flat route is going to pull this player out. The wheel's going to come in right behind him. So I love this setup. Basically, if the user leaves this side of the field, the flat defender is going to go out here. Hook curls are going to get pulled by this crossing route, and this is just going to make a really nice pocket. You can actually hold and wait a little bit here. Fire in that wheel route. That deep blue defender is still backing off right here. Fired in 2nd and 15, and we're able to pick up 20 yards. Okay, then our third read on this play is going to be this crossing route. Now this is, look at this crossing route. Look how deep it gets. It's almost like a post crosser kind of mix, and it just really does a nice job. Now we're attacking the shallow sidelines here, kind of attacking intermediate sidelines on the wide side. So now whichever way the user goes, if he, leaves the middle of the field, we can throw in this crossing route. So right here we look, the user's actually playing on the outside corner. I think I'd been throwing that cover 3 bomb, but we look here, see this hook curl. I don't even know, he might have manned that player up, but he's running out there. Then I see the wheel route is just, it's kind of getting caught in with that flat route, so I really didn't love it. Then we see this deep cross, and look at that hole right there. So we're just gonna wait for this deep cross to pass this hook curl. Then we are gonna throw to this hole right here in between the zone defenders, pass it over the linebacker's head. Okay, one more time, here we go. Right here we see user getting out underneath our out route. We still probably could have thrown that in, but we're going to come off that. Then we see this side, just kind of a weird bundled mess. Don't really love it on that side. So now we have the crossing route. We actually have a blitz in our face, but we have the crossing route, third read, firing deeper down the field. Fire that in, rack catch for a 26-yard touchdown. Every offensive scheme needs a money play that they can rely on to score every time they get down there. So if you want to see my favorite red zone play I have found all year, you need to watch this video right here.